Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Coaching Live. I am Hope Bourman. I'm the Divisional President for Todd Duncan Coaching. And I have with me today, I'm so excited because today we have our CEO and founder, the one and only Todd Duncan. Welcome, Todd.
Oh my, I can say the same about you, Hope, the one and only Hope Bourman. We're all the one and only. We're all miracles. It's a great thing.
Yes.
Nobody like us. Good to be with you guys. Yeah, good to be here.
Absolutely. So we're so excited to have you. So Todd, we're going to kind of jump right into it. And I, did want to talk to you. I know that you were super excited about our rebranding and, or basically going back to our roots. So what inspired you about this move? And can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, the first thing I need everybody to understand is that I am not in my office. I'm in my wife's office, which is just adorned with pink everything. So in an effort to let her sleep in this morning, I'm in her office. And so that's why the pink is there. I think, it's interesting. We go all the way back to when the company was founded in April of 1992, and it was founded upon a group of people. We called ourselves the Duncan Group, and we were about rallying our resources and creating services that would benefit mortgage professionals across America. And we had a purpose to redefine how mortgage professionals sold. And so we spent, a good part of the next quarter century doing that and doing that well. And Hope, one of the things that happens when people get into coaching is we really try to pay close attention to measuring. And so last year we had kind of a remeasurement, if you will, of the brand and what was really happening. And 3 years ago, many of you don't know, but 3 years ago, we broke from the Duncan Group and we started the High Trust Company. And we did that because we wanted to create a platform whereby people were attracted to the idea of how do I create trust, the highest trust in all my relationships. The challenge with that is when we take it down to pure measurement, my name and the Duncan Group name was being searched about 40 to 50 times more than just the High Trust name. So it wasn't a slam on High Trust at all. In fact, High Trust is the backbone of what we do. But it was like, okay, if we're going to pay attention to SEO, we're going to pay attention to what people are looking for and what people are searching for, then we're going to rebrand the company back to its roots, and we're going to put the Todd Duncan name back into it, and then we will be simply powered by High Trust. So, the Todd Duncan Company is the company that's been in existence since 1992. We're powered by High Trust. We think what this is going to do is because of SEO, because of search, and because of brand recognition, we're going to have a lot more velocity of lives that we can change. We're going to have a lot more interest in people that maybe want to go through a transformational experience through coaching. And at the end of the day, we feel it's going to be, we don't feel it is a really smart marketing strategy to get the brand in front of more people, but it's also a very intelligent strategy because people convert faster when there is brand trust to a name versus brand trust to a non-name. It doesn't mean brand trust to a non-name is bad. It just means that if there's a personality involved, that's going to be where we have the greatest impact. And one of the things we believe in at the company is we wake up every day and we have a deep desire to create impact. So that's kind of the short story behind it.
Well, thank you, Todd. I have to tell you, since we've made this shift, it feels like home.
Yeah.
When it rolls off my tongue, when I start to see the shift from all of our branding kind of moving and shifting, it feels like home. Yeah. And when it feels like home, that's a resonating yes to that decision. So thank you for that. Yeah. So Todd, 2021 has been the breeding ground, actually started in 2020, for innovation. What do you envision for the Todd Duncan Company?
Well, I think the first and obvious answer is we want to continue to do really, really well what we already do really, really well. We're an event company, and in our world, we make an impact by having people at some level come and gather and impact them through world-class content, through high trust methodologies, through efficiency training, through all of those things. So we'll continue to do that at the same level we've always done, which is 10. when we look at innovation, I think what began to happen last year and what continues to happen, I think, through efficiencies and management and just using the clock and time, is that we're going to continue to push the digital opportunity for all of our clients around the world. We have over 6 million clients around the world. And when we decided to innovate last year, and because of COVID, not have mastery in the traditional live setting, it felt sad. It felt weird. It also felt right. It felt smart. And so by innovating the mastery event last year, we were able to get 23 times the size of the normal audience, and we were able to impact 9 countries in the world instead of just 1. And so it gave us permission to really, really understand the power of digital transformation. And so we're in the midst right now of building a very, very solid success university digital experience for all of our clients. We're going to be able to, in a much more rapid fashion, be able to give people resources to keep them on track when they leave a learning event. I like to point to the High Trust Sales Academy. We're bringing the Academy back live, and we're going to be here in December. Yeah, right. I've spent about 100 hours rewriting the Academy for the world in which we live today. But what's really interesting about bringing that back live, and what is the obvious opportunity with digital, is in the old days, you would leave the High Trust Sales Academy live, you would have an accountability partner, and then you would have 12 weeks where you guys worked on each of your top 5 initiatives. And that was about the best that we were able to do, because we're not able to be in touch with everybody that comes through the Academy and walk them through decision making and walk them through implementation ideologies and things like that. Now what can happen is you can leave the Academy and you can have a 12-week digital track to run on, where we're going to take the blend of coaching, the blend of the curriculum, the blend of an accountability partner, and we're going to be able to have everybody that attends that get even more lift than they've ever gotten. And so digital is going to be a huge, huge part of what we do. We are obviously very, very deep into the mortgage banking community, the mortgage brokerage community. And part of what we're also going to do through this digital transformation is we're going to add on the whole concept of wealth team management. So we are going to go very, very rapidly and very, very deep into the financial services industry. We're going to work with wealth managers, insurance managers, financial planners, all those pods that every mortgage professional knows. When you're able to successfully help a family finance real estate, move into a home, they're connected to 5 or 6 or 7 other professionals. And the new frontier, I believe, for High Trust is what kind of value are you as a mortgage professional bringing back to your traditional partners like agents and builders? And what are you doing to insulate any change that may be happening in that traditional referral market to bring even more value back, have higher conversion rate, have less shopping around, have less price pressure, all those things. So the company becomes then the vehicle for anybody in a high trust regarding finance, debt. That's who we're going to be, and we're going to do that very, very hard as we roll through the year. And then the early stuff. Nobody knows this except what we're about to say to this group. No. So next year in October, we will be celebrating the 30th anniversary of Sales Mastery. Anybody who knows the roots knows that Sales Mastery was birthed at the Marriott Desert Springs Resort in Palm Desert, California. We are taking it back there, and so we will do Sales Mastery live next year, and we will live stream it next year. But the beauty is it's going to be right at the hotel that the very first one happened in 1992, with 312 mortgage professionals attending. So lots of cool stuff on the horizon, and we're excited about the direction.
Todd, I'm in these planning meetings all the time, but hearing you talk about it just now, it's thrilling. It's super exciting. And I'm so honored to be a part of this. I'm truly looking forward to, obviously, our 30-year anniversary, which is going to be spectacular. I mean, I'm already talking to our coaching members about it. They're going, when is it? Give me a date. I want the date. So nobody wants to miss it. So I think it's going to be an amazing event. And also, I just wanted to comment on our expansion to the financial advisors. I have a lot of friends that started in the financial services industry, got their license and that type of thing, worked with companies like Merrill Lynch and Chase and that type of thing. And what was really interesting to me is that they help them get their license and then they say, go out and get $1 million under management. Yeah. And they don't give them any training or anything as to how do you go about building that trust, building those relationships. So I literally have chills about this. So can't wait.
and just before anybody asks the question, okay, we just talked about 2022. What are we doing for sales mastery in 2021? We're going to stay on the digital track, but we're going to do something very unique. Last year we had 3 days, and I kind of feel that we had too much content, and nothing wrong with that. I'd always rather have too much than not enough content. But this year, the vision is we want to do a couple things. We want to do a 1 day for sales. And so it's 20 presentations, 20 minutes, and it's micro content. Not one person will repeat a key idea. So you log in the morning, you stay with it all day long, you get 20 presentations of high performers that are both on the real estate side, the lending side, the financial services side. So we do that for the first day. And then the second day, we want to do an operations sales mastery. We want every salesperson to invite your ops team so that we can add value to processors, underwriters, LOAs, all of those people as well, and really start to ingrain within the industry the fact that anybody who knows how to be a top performer knows you can't be a top performer without your team. And we want to start to acknowledge the operations team. And there's so much that we can teach in the area of customer service and situational service and, handling breakdowns and all those kinds of things. So we're going to do that as well, which will be a nice piece. And then the third day, we're going to have a specific piece for leadership mastery. So we'll do a sales day 1, operations day 2. That'll be a shorter, probably 3-hour live stream. And then we'll do leadership the third day, which will be a shorter 3-hour live stream. And it's going to be good. So we are live. It's in October. Dates are going to go out middle of June. So everybody hang on.
Okay. Yeah. Stay tuned. Right? Stay tuned. I'm so excited for this year as well. So Todd, our trademark slogan for the Todd Duncan Company is ABC, always be connecting. You unpack that for us a little bit?
Anybody that's watching this will either scratch their head because they've never seen it, or they'll remember immediately. But years ago, Alec Baldwin and Jack Lemmon were in a movie called Glengarry Glen Ross. And it was all about kind of high pressure sales and, everything from mobile homes to lots and this, that, and the other thing. And there was a relationship between what Alec Baldwin said was the key to sales success, which was ABC, which was always be closing. And if you were closing well, you got leads. And if you weren't closing well, you didn't get leads. And so I found it kind of always interesting because from the day that I began writing High Trust Selling, I specifically wanted to communicate that if you do high trust well, you never have to close, really. People will close themselves because they trust you and they trust the solution you're offering. If you watch that movie, there was not a lot of high trust at all. There was maybe a dash of medium trust. And there's a whole bunch of no trust and low trust. And it was like, always be closing, always be closing, always be closing. That's intense. If you have to manage 10 ways to close a sale, then you don't have a relationship. So I was thinking one day last year, and I was saying, what ABC should really stand for. And this could be, and I think this is, what I'm about to say is not only is this maybe the top sales, because, I think that selling has a bad rap, the top sales skill, but it's probably equally, if not even more, the top life skill. And the idea is always be connecting. And I think that when I said, I want to trademark this, it was because we have all of this energy, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of paid research through consulting firms for the last 10 years on emotional connection. The Gallup poll a couple years ago had a startling statistic that in a business transaction, if you have deep emotional connection, you can improve your gross margins by 26 basis points, 26% gross margin enhancement. And if you have a strategy around connecting, then you can experience sales growth. This is their stat of upwards of 85%. And so when we think about what we do in coaching and, what we do with our daily metrics, and the idea that at the end of the day, the thing that matters most is conversion. The thing that really matters most then is connection. Because if we're connecting deeper, conversation and conversion happens faster.
Right.
If we're not connecting deeper and we're on that kind of shallow ground, if you will, then people might have one foot in, one foot out. They may want to talk to some other lenders. They may be asking you if you can take your interest rate down a little bit, or they might say that's too expensive, or those costs seem out of line. I mean, there's, when emotional connection is absent, you're going to get objections, you're going to get stalls, you're going to get walls put up, you're going to get, you're going to get things like, we need to think about it, we want to think it over, blah, 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 blah. So the real art, and it's an art, the real art is heart. That's the real art of selling. The real art of selling is the heart. And if we impact the heart and we impact the emotional condition that the heart feels, and we understand the heart is connected to the brain. So when we have emotional connection at the heart, in the brain, 4 things are being released. Endorphins are being released, serotonin is being released, dopamine is being released, and oxytocin is being released. All 4 of those chemical releases in the brain, this is so unbelievable, actually accelerate trust because they produce happiness, they produce joy, they produce excitement. Any one of those emotions, if I'm thinking about borrowing money to buy a home or choosing an agent to purchase or sell a home, to the extent the art is the heart, and we work on that, and these chemicals are released, people say yes faster, people say yes more committedly, people don't resist us, they trust us faster and at deeper levels. And then after that's all done, they look at the costs and they go, no problem, I love this guy, or I love this gal, this feels right to me. And that's really what's behind always be connecting. And you take that and you take it out of selling and out of business and you put it on the life side. I mean, with friends, with kids, with husband, with wife, you got to be connecting. If you're not connected, you're disconnected, and relationships that are disconnected don't make it. And if you're a leader, well, I'm not going to give this one away just yet.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Todd. So that is so powerful, and I hope everyone is taking notes. I know we're recording. We're going to want to hear you say that again. But today, right now, how can LOs and agents be leveraging this always be connecting approach? How tactically, not all of us know how to make that emotional connection, or maybe not even that comfortable in making that emotional connection. So what would your advice be in helping LOs and agents to make the emotional connection?
My first high performance coaching group that I launched in 1998, one of the things we did when we all got together for a weekend was we made people go through emotional dialogues, and it was the kind of the fertile soil in which the question, what's important about being successful to you, was birthed. And when you look all the way back to 1998, and then you begin to start to think about what does that really mean today, when I can say what's important about being successful to you, that is the emotional question. And when we understand that today, it is about the questions you ask, not about how many you ask, not about how fast you ask them. If anything, it's the opposite. The connected relationship will be defined by fewer questions that cut to the core core inside of what people's motivations are. And so if I'm a real estate agent and I know I'm going up against 2 or 3 agents for a listing, if I come at it from the emotional side and everybody else comes at it from the pride and selling side, I will have more trust and therefore then probably have an odds-on chance that the seller will say yes to me representing them from the listing side. All things being the same, all costs, all commissions, all everything, emotion wins out over promotion every single time.
Yes. And
so we have to think as professional salespeople in mortgage and real estate. We have to start thinking about, and I wrote this in High Trust. I wrote this in High Trust Selling the book. I said, the key is to take the spotlight off yourself. There's nothing wrong with being proud as a salesperson, but there's everything wrong with being prideful as a salesperson. I can, inside my soul and my heart, my mind, I can be really proud of what I've done. I can be really proud of how I've done it. But as soon as I take that and it gets relabeled as pride, pride actually separates trust from a conversation. Too much pride, I'm number one. Too much pride, we have this rating. Too much pride, I never ever miss a listing. Too much pride, we're the best. Too much, it's just got to be balanced. And so I think that, in the world of what we're doing, it's like, what are the key questions? There's like 2 or 3 questions. Like I could say to a borrower, what's the most important thing to you in the entire world about this home buying experience? That question is going to facilitate an emotional dialogue that's going to come to tears. So back to 1998, I made these guys and gals, all high performance mortgage professionals, I made them spend a day on emotional dialogues. And if you want to see something work, watch 24 high performance, probably high ego mortgage professionals role playing a conversation and crying. Role playing. It's not even real.
Yes.
It's just role playing.
I've seen it.
Yeah. And if you can ask the right questions, then you get to the heart.
Yeah.
And the art of selling today is through the heart. The heart. The heart rules. If you don't get this, this is going to take over, and you're going to do business only on the economics, not the emotions.
And that's where you get to live, right?
Right.
So I love that, Todd. And, I was just thinking about, the emotions of what happens. And, I know that we can, as for our leaders, they can even use this when they're interviewing people, right? Asking them what's most important to you, right?
Not only should leaders be doing that, but we should be doing it in and amongst our teams. Imagine a loan originator that knows what his processor's top emotional core values are. Imagine how that relationship can actually be super glued together. Imagine how much trust there is between, that individual and this individual. And when you know what's important to people and you deliver on what that important factor is, you have super glued the relationship. And that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants relationships that thrive.
Right.
Not that die.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. And it's so very, very true. And I think the more we engage and embrace that, the more we get to experience it. Yes?
100%. Yep. 100%.
So Todd, you are going to shift a little bit. So you're going to be partnering with the Industry Syndicate on July 7th for a very big event. Would you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So, we've been working on this theme called irrefutable, and irrefutable is the 5 principles of high performance real estate and mortgage practices, how to run a business the right way. So that has been very successful. Buried in that is this one section on building high performance partnerships. So what we've decided to do is I'm doing a hybrid of irrefutable, and we are going to build into irrefutable what are the top performing ideologies and strategies that really define the best relationships in business: loan originator, real estate agent, loan originator, builder, loan originator, third-party business silo, loan originator, borrower, agent, buyer, agent, seller. What does all that look like? And so on the 7th of July, we're going to do a 4-hour live stream. MGIC is sponsoring it, and Industry Syndicate are my partners. And we're going to spend 4 hours, and every loan originator that joins can also then facilitate an invitation to up to 5 of their real estate agent partners. And what we're going to do for 4 hours is we're going to tell these guys and gals how to do it right, how to do it at level 10, how to get more business going, get more revenue going, even in markets like we're in today, crazy markets still in some areas where multiple offers and offers that are 100 grand over, appraised value or more. And we're going to teach them, how do you win in that market? How do you win with technology? How do you win with video? How do you win with a high trust interview? I mean, what are the things that actually go into that? So it's going to be huge. It's 5 weeks away, and we're going to release the announcement on June 7th. I think 7th is Monday, right? Yeah. So we're going to make that announcement, and then it's limited to 5,000 people. So we have to cut it off at 5,000. So it's going to be first come, first serve. But anybody in our coaching stratosphere, this group right here, they're going to get a special price on that. So keep your eyes open.
Yay. Todd, this is a concept. The concept of partnering and power partnerships is something that you have been teaching for 30 years. The people that have embraced it within our coaching community or within our universe have, obviously really seen the value of that. But the fact that you are now going to be bringing this and answering this time-honored question, how do we partner better together, is going to be phenomenal. So I have a feeling there's going to be a waiting list for that event. So thank you so much for bringing that to us. No,
it's going to be solid. We've done 2 test runs with small groups. We did 1 test run with 120 participants, 60 agents, and 60 LOs just 3 weeks ago. It was off the grid. It was absolutely off the grid. I had a real estate agent come up to me and say that in 30 years of doing real estate, she has never been exposed to such profound ideas as she was in that test run. And she has 45 agents that work in her brokerage. And by the time she was done telling me, she had tears rolling down her face. I had never met this woman, and talk about emotional connection.
Yes.
And think about this, if from the loan side, if you guys are lenders, think about how many agents are out there working hard, but have never been exposed to the real ideas of how to run a high performance, high trust partnership with their lending partner. It's going to be solid. Absolutely solid.
Yeah. Excellent. Wow. So I'm going to throw you a little bit of a curveball question, Todd, if you will. If you'll complete this sentence for me. When it comes to influence and leadership, what I know for sure is?
People will not follow you unless they trust you. And I think what that speaks to is leadership is about followership, but it's not about followership because of authority or rank or title or fear or any of that. Followership, the right kind of followership is, I follow you because you help me win. I don't follow you because I have to. I don't follow you because if I don't, you're going to fire me. Okay. I follow you because of the impact you've made in my life. And so the short answer to anybody leading, and let me define leadership. Leadership is leading you and at least one other person. That's where leadership starts. We lead at the father level. We lead at the mother level. We lead at the partner level. We lead at the brother. My oldest son is leading my youngest son. He's a leader, and he's helping my youngest son, who's 2 years younger than him, figure out some things more easily than my older son figured those things out. Leadership is followership, and people follow you because of what you have done in their life, period.
It's so absolutely true. And, Todd, I'd like to share something with you before we sign off, and thank you for that. I've been with you for 3 years, And it has been an honor, and I am so grateful to be leading your coaching division with you. As you know, my favorite quote is, we must be willing to lead the life that we've planned so as to have the life that is waiting for us. Todd, if I would have known this was what was waiting for me, I would have left a long time ago. So I just want to thank you.
Yeah, no, this is a good example of what happens when two people win together, and hope. You've earned every ounce of trust and impact that you and I have together, and we're just still scratching the surface. We're just still getting warmed up. We've got an entire world to conquer together, and something tells me that we're going to do it together because of the relationship we have. So it's exciting. Thank you for that.
Absolutely. You're very, very welcome. I just wanted to share that with you. So oh, well, golly, we've gone a little bit long. We're right on time. We're coming up at the top of the hour. So I just want to ask Todd if there's any closing comments you'd like to leave us with, and then we will sign off.
Well, I'm toying around with this idea that too many people spend money on things that don't appreciate. And, we look at everything that we buy and everything that we acquire and everything that we own. And there's nothing wrong with having the financial resources to enjoy life and to enjoy the finer things of life. But on the other side of that is there's everything wrong with not investing in things that appreciate. And, for me, as a 24-year-old loan originator, my mentor said, you got to make a decision to invest in the most appreciable asset you have, which is you. And I said, what do you mean by that? And he said, you can make a higher return by investing in you than any stock market investment, any other thing that you buy. You are the most appreciable asset that you have access to in the world. And I remember making a decision to invest $12,000 my first year as a loan rep. And my mentor said that if I didn't earn 10 times that, if I followed his instruction and he coached and mentored me, if I didn't earn 10 times that on top of what I was already earning, then he would give me the $12,000 back. And it was kind of like a no risk, everything to gain, nothing to lose, as long as I did the work. And I far exceeded that $120,000, and I've never stopped. This year I've got close to $70,000 invested in coaches for me. And so, I got to get coached at a high level so I can keep helping you guys get coached at the level you need to be at. And that's what we do and why we do what we do. You're the most important asset on the planet. So if you're not in coaching, get into coaching. It dollarizes in a New York second, and you'll never be sorry. If you are in coaching, thank you. Thank you for your loyalty, and thank you for your trust, and thank you for, being part of this great ecosystem. And we have nothing to do but go forward and upward and onward. It's going to be very exciting. So thanks.
Thank you, Todd. And I couldn't have said it any differently or any better. So I'm going to leave it right there. If you're not in coaching and you would like to find out more about our coaching program, please, schedule a free coaching consultation, find out everything about our coaching program. And we hope to have you join us soon. And Todd, thank you again for today. This was awesome.
Bye. See you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.